Welcome to another episode of HT Monaro build. Righto, what have I been up to? Well, sadly not a great deal. Fair bit going on with work and family commitments and all the usual bullshit that we'll come up with. So what I decided to do today was drag it out, and no, not drag it out to give it a wash. Although it was badly needing a wash. I can't put the car, well, I don't want to put the car cover on when it had that much dust on the paint, so I haven't had the car cover on for several months now. So it was overdue for a wash, but also what I wanted to do was to have a look at measuring the pinion angles. So in my infinite wisdom, I pushed out of the carport and put it up on blocks so I could get underneath to measure the pinion angle. In fact, I don't even have a drive shaft fitted yet, so yeah, I needed to fit the drive shaft to measure the drive shaft angle as well. And then I realised, hang on, there's no good having the front up higher than the back. That's not the ride height, and that's going to give me a false pinion angle, isn't it? So I need to measure that on level ground. So I took the opportunity to give it a wash. I'm just going to give it a quick chamois. One of the main reasons I've done that is because, I'll just get the key out of here, is because dickhead on his dirt bike, because last time I washed it I got a fair bit of water in the boot. Now I wanted to have a look whether I got, it was because I was being careless last time. I wasn't really paying attention as to where the water's going, and a lot of the water obviously was going down off the roof into here and into the car, so I was being a bit careless. However, having a look this time, doesn't look like there's, oh no, there is water in there again. Looks like it could have been coming down here and not sealed up around there, around the fuel filler, so that's unfortunate. This side's got a little bit in. Now I need to work out where all that water is coming in from, because there is a little bit there, just a little bit in the bottom here, which we can't have. So whether it's coming in from the boot seal, whether it's coming in from this seal around the lights, although I don't think it would be coming in from there. So anyway, what that tells me is I've got to pay some more attention. Now there basically isn't much of a seal here, to be honest. I mean, you wouldn't think a lot would go through there, would you? But maybe that needs some proper attention. Maybe some water still did get in through there. Maybe when it goes through there, it does work its way into the boot, especially on the angle of the car pointing uphill at the moment. So yeah, buggered if I know, that wasn't really what I wanted to see, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do now is just give it a quick chamois. I just use these, can't remember what brand they are, Bowden's own. They're really good. So I'll give it a quick chamois, dry it off, and I'm not going to fix those water problems now, but I might still have a look at this pinion angle business. If I don't do that, I've still got other stuff I can do. I've got to, I've all but finished the wiring, but what I did, not realising, when pulling everything tight, is I've broken this now. I was really pissed because to get that off, I've got to pull the dash off again, all these screws, and then replace that switch. So I have got a replacement switch. The other thing I want to do is look at the gearbox mount. I'll show you all later. I'll get all that shit out of the car and I'll show you later, but we'll do a few things today. Good on you. Righty ho, while we're waiting for the ground to dry so I can climb underneath and put this tail shaft in. I'll show you the tail shaft. 3-inch tail shaft, bit of a scratch there, unfortunate. I'll have to give that a paint again. 3-inch tail shaft, Sonax unis, and yeah, 3150 billet and all the rest of it for that output. Yeah, so good strong tail shaft. I'm gonna whack that in. Now I'll run you through the process of how to measure the pinion angle. First of all, what we need to do is measure it off the crank pulley there. So the way I do that is I grab a ruler. By the way, I've got this digital gauge, and that measures angle this way like that. It's magnetic. So we can see the car's basically fairly level left to right at the moment, but when you turn it this way, we're on a 1 degree angle for that part there, but it's irrelevant. So we grab our straight edge ruler and put the straight edge on the balancer pulley like so. I don't know how much of that you can see, and then I'll put the angle finder on that. So what I'm going to do is set this camera up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This won't be an accurate measurement, by the way, as you know. Here we go here. 5 foot. Try to do this so you can see it. So I put that ruler against the balancer pulley, and what's that reading? 6.1. So I know that that's not accurate. I've already got a reading of 3.5 or 3.6 or something, and 3.5 or 3.6 is probably outside of the scope of what I really want it to be. I want it to be more around the less than 3. So in any case, what I'm going to do is I should be able to shim that gearbox, or change the gearbox mount, which will change the angle of that a little bit. Only has to be a little bit, and then we can see what it is there. But whilst the diff's out, I'll measure the one on the tail shaft, on the back of the front of the diff there. I'll measure that, and I'll show you how to do that once the ground dries up. But it's not going to be an accurate measurement either, because the car's on a bit of an angle. So anyway, I'll show you how it's done anyway. Another job I've got to tick off the ever expanding list is this gear shifter. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and it hasn't gone that great. Probably left to right will be alright, but forward and reverse is shifting that whole thing. So what we've got is, if I pull this off, what we've got is this boot goes over the whole lot. I'll just lift that off, try not to break that boot. Right, and that's on an angle. So what I want to do is I'd say where that is comes out is actually not bad, but I'd rather it on a more of a vertical angle. So what I want to do is just make a piece similar to what this is basically. I'll still use this probably, and then just make that longer so that that stays more vertical and not as tall in here, so it wasn't foul on anything. So basically just a piece of flat, probably that long, 100 mil, and then that can bolt in there. This can bolt to it here, just a bit of flat like this, solid flat, and then hopefully that'll be enough to give me the leverage that I need to be able to move the gearbox. In fact, I think that was better off sitting back a little bit, this whole console back this way a little bit. So yeah, I'll bear that in mind. It's just another job I've got to do. By the way, this episode I'm not planning on doing a whole lot today. I just haven't put an episode out for a while, so I'll just sort of give you a bit of an update as to where we are and what I've been doing, and which isn't a lot. Next jobs is to get this carpet in, cut around there to get all that in properly, get the accelerator pedal in so I can get that in. But before I do all that, I really need to just fix this, which is a bugger. Might do that now actually. But you can see the wiring in there is all fairly neat. So yeah, righto, I'll get to it then, eh? Cheers. Oh man, I got to tell you, just fucking, you get to that stage where just everything's starting to piss you off, and you know you need to walk away when that happens. So in order for me to access this switch, which is broken, I've got to pull all of this apart. I've got to pull the dash out, I've got to pull all of this apart, run the risk of breaking corners off and all that shit like you do, just to access this nut that you can see just here, from behind, from there with the bloody 9/16, just to get this off to be able to access that. Mate, honestly, does my head in. But those are the days that maybe they're not days that you got to work on your car. But anyway, I'll keep going today. See how we go. So as it turns out, this switch, whilst is broken, is not actually broken beyond repair. So it just appears that there's a spring in here that goes over that little black plastic thing. And that just slides up and down when you manipulate that switch. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. With the pressure of that spring pushing down like my thumb is, that just manipulates that, so that's easy enough. And all that does is join those contacts on the back here. So what I've managed to do is just pull that back off the back of the switch here. That's all that was. So I'll push that back on, and then that switch should work fine again. I see what the problem was last time. The cable tied the harness up there, and noticed that it's pulling on this wire too tightly. So we'll just snip that cable tie so that it doesn't happen again. Alright, that should give me just enough. Yeah, that's good. Right. That's no problemo now. There you go. There we go. I reckon it's that switch. Honestly, I'm over it. But I'm not going to have a look at the electrics right now because it's probably something simple and probably something I'll be able to work out fairly easy. So, yeah, now's not the time. Right, pop that away for now, thanks. That switch is dodgy. I knew it was something. There you go. I didn't think it was anything major. All good, right. Might have a look at that tail shaft now, anyway. Righto. So, I've got a output shaft in here. So, now we'll slide the diff into there. Go around the back now. So that goes on there, that goes on the side of there, and you measure the angle. But this is not going to be accurate for me because the car's off the ground. So once you've done that, if that's up down actually. 0.6, but don't worry about it because it's all wrong anyway. And then we throw that up there on the drive shaft and we're good. So I can't seem to do it unless this car's off the ground, so looks like I'm shit out of luck for now. Yeah, so I wanted to show you how to measure the pinion angle, but it turned out to be a flop. I've had the camera recording. I'll make a short little episode and we'll call it a thing. Just fix that switch so I can continue on with the wiring. Next job will be just adjusting that carpet, putting the pedal in, accelerator pedal, and I can put the carpet in, and then I can put the seats back together, put the seats in, and then keep moving forward. So that's it for now. I'm sorry it wasn't much of an episode. I have got a lot of work coming up, just a heads up. Got some work coming up where I'm not sure how much work I'll get done on the old girl, so just bear in mind. Thanks for those that are liked and subscribed, and I'll try and get another episode out as soon as I can. So cheers everyone, thanks.